Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to our Monday morning miracle call. So happy to see you guys all popping on. We especially extend a warm welcome to those of you who are new to our community. So don't be shy. Raise your hand, tell us who you are, and give us one of your stories, because I know you have one. And when we share our stories, we give many gifts. Okay, we feel good. We're like empowering ourselves by telling our stories. We're learning how to tell our stories in 30 seconds to a minute. And we're blessing this community. And we could be sharing a story that someone needs to hear. There is someone who needs to hear your story, everybody. So don't be shy. We have just a few house rules. Number one, we don't name diseases. Okay, no disease names. We want to be compliant. So name your symptoms, please, only. How you felt before, what patches you used, and then what your result was. Also, we want to be brief, so let's keep it to 30 seconds to a minute, please. So therefore, a lot more people can share. And finally, the first 15 minutes of this call is devoted to the X39, because we all know that's the star of the show. So let's keep to the X39 for the first bit here. Thank you so much for your shares, and we're so happy you're here. All right, we have some hands up already. Yippee. All right, we're starting with David. I think you're still muted, David.
There you go.
Still
You
muted.
probably center your camera too. You're there. Unmute again.
You're still muted, David.
There you are. Oh, no, it's not. So why don't you continue trying to unmute yourself, David? And meanwhile, Diane, why don't you chime in? Oh,
We'll go to Diane, and then David will come back to you. Okay, Diane, please unmute.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I have been using X39 for 14 months, and I have had improved sleep, energy, hair, skin, nails. I no longer have heartburn. I no longer have pain in my knees or my back. And according to my dog, my singing voice has improved substantially, and my dog wouldn't lie.
Oh, that's funny. Did he used to howl when you sang before?
He would cringe a little bit, but you know, he's my dog. He loves me.
Oh my gosh, that's a first. I have not heard about singing voice improving. Awesome, Diane. I love it. Starting with a chuckle. It's great to laugh. Thank you, Diane. Beautiful start to our morning. Okay, David, I think you're unmuted. Uh-oh, now you're frozen. David? Okay. David, I know your camera and your video or your sound works because we were talking before the call. So maybe log out and come back on.
Either that or shut your camera off and may give you the bandwidth for your voice.
Yeah, it might be a bandwidth issue. Do you want to turn your camera off and try to share then? Because we're not hearing or you're frozen.
Okay, I'll try that.
Okay, we can hear you. Go ahead.
You can hear me now?
Yes, can hear you.
All right. Okay. Hallelujah. My question is, I have a guy that I'm trying to sign up, and he's a meat cutter, and he's got this thing in his elbow, and it starts with a ITIS, and he's on disability. And I was wondering about what protocols I should give him. I wanted to put the X39 on and IceWave. What are your thoughts about that? Anybody?
Well, we always start with X39, David, always, always, no matter what. In fact, when I joined 5+ years ago with Robin and Gregory as my upline and Helen as my sponsor, that's the only patch I used for 3 months, I think, solid 3 months. So always X39. And if someone is in pain, it's a good idea. If they're having some pretty acute pain, it's a good idea to add the IceWave.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, John, I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, thanks, Michelle.
Hi.
I've been actually the last 2.5 weeks, I've been in Bangkok, and I was called away on an emergency visit to my brother who was gravely ill and spent two weeks in a Bangkok hospital. And what happened was all his habits caught up to him, and he basically his organs shut down, and they had to whisk him away in an ambulance. And I've been an X39 user for almost 2 years now, and the things that have occurred to me, a lot of stories I can relate with just about everyone. My dogs, my energy level. Actually, I don't really need these glasses I'm wearing right now because my vision has improved greatly. I can read my phone without glasses. I mean, it's amazing the things that have occurred. But what happened to my brother is he led a lifetime of really some very difficult poor habits. And it was smoking. He was a lifetime smoker. He spent probably, it's not how many hours he spent on the couch, is how many hours, in a 24-hour day was he not on the couch? Is that how we could figure it out? And so about 3 days into his being in the hospital, he was on a ventilator and he was very severely impaired. And I think what happened to him was that he actually transitioned for 3 days. He didn't know where he was, and he was ready to go. So it's being the light. Everything that the X39 is about is occurring. Is 3 days before he was left the hospital, I started putting the patch on him on his the X39. And he started to improve. He started to get better. They actually transferred him out of the ICU, and then they wanted to operate on him. And what happened was he didn't want to be operated. He said, if I spend one more day in this hospital, I'm a dead man. So he said, I'm out of here. And I was the only one who really could support him for that because I knew that there was a path for wellness. And the doctors, the nursing people, they said, you got to stay. We said, we're out of here. So we left, took him home, and it was a really great peek into the start of lifestyle medicine where you can heal from within. And the X39 was the star of the show. He ended up getting great energy. We started feeding him right, gave him nutrition, gave him all the things that gave him better energy. He started walking, took a step at a time. And by the end of the 10 days after I left, he was so energized and so different from what occurred, is that he was complaining. He said, I can't, this patch is not good for me. In the afternoon, I have so much energy that I have to, it's impairing my nap. And he kind of grumbled, and then he kind of laughed and he said, thanks.
Oh my goodness. Oh, John. So this is your brother.
This is my brother, a year younger than I am. He's 74 years old.
So he's still with us.
Still with us in a big way.
That's beautiful. Thank you. That's a beautiful, beautiful share. By the way, please leave your hands up, everybody. I don't know if you took your hand down, John, but when people are speaking, I like to see you on the top of the screen. And if you take your hand down, you move. And I'm like, where'd you go? And I'm looking all over the Hollywood squares for you. So leave your hands up while you're speaking, please. All right. Thanks, John. Stacy, and then Laura, and then Nan.
Hello. Your second caller, was it David? Was it
You
David?
mean the second person who shared?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. This is something for him and anybody else. I started using the X39 4.5 years ago, and I was struggling to walk and to even stand. I had a PF on my left foot, and I had just a bad injury. Then I fractured it also, my ankle. But anyway, sometime between day 1 and day 14 of using the X39, my body, the stem cells went and healed my left elbow, which had that itis. And so just keep using these X39s because it will start your body will start healing itself just by the accumulation of our stem cells.
Very, very well said, Stacy.
Okay.
The accumulation over time, it just gets better and better, right?
Yes.
Consistency. Yeah. Gregory, did you want to say something? You're muted, Gregory.
A thought comes to mind based on what Stacy just said. Visualize that you got a problem. It's like a rock in your system, and the stem cells are they come with little hammers and chisels, and they're chiseling away at the problem. And sometimes when they're chiseling, it hurts, okay? But they're chiseling away the problem. And then when they're done chiseling, the problem's gone. And sometimes it's a little problem, it happens quicker than a bigger problem.
Yeah.
That
Well
is,
said. Stacy, did you want to say something else?
Yeah. I was just saying that is true and a very good analogy there, Gregory.
Mm-hmm.
I like that, Gregory. All right. Thank you, Stacy. All right, Laura Ben.
Hi, can you hear me?
We can.
Okay, good morning. I started the X39 on the 7th of October. And the beginning, actually, I think the same day that I tried it, my sleep was so much better. I was not able to sleep for months because of an accident that caused me a lot of pain in my hip. And so my sleep has improved. Another thing that I tried, and I think I shared before, after listening to someone saying that they put their X39 on their wrist, the tinnitus went away. So I sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
That's okay.
but
That's
but
okay.
anyway,
the ringing in the ears and the high pitched sound.
Yeah. And mine was very loud, and sometimes it would drive me nuts. I couldn't hear people talking. And after I tried that, my head went silent. But the most amazing thing is that it's not a big thing, but I went in front of the mirror and I used my mirror to pluck my eyebrows, and I noticed that my receding line has fuzz. And
you're getting some little chick
yeah,
fuzz, huh?
Yeah. And I was laughing because I said, "Oh my gosh, I've been dealing with this for so long, and now I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling it. So hopefully, I get a head full of hair again." Thank you for letting me share.
And Laura Ben, that's only been a month.
Yes.
You realize that's pretty.
Less than a month. Less than a month.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Keep on patching. All right.
Yeah. Those
Nan.
little things are the things that make me believe that these patches work.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank
you. Thank you. Thank you. Nan, and then Kara. Can you unmute, Nan? We're not hearing you. I think you're still muted. There you go.
I am. I apologize.
That's
I'm
okay.
going to read a text from one of my core enrollees and
Okay.
that I received from her, and this is great. Hey, Nan, I just thought of something about how the patches might be affecting my body. You know, I have been dealing with a very stiff shoulder for 5 months now. I couldn't lift my left arm even 45 degrees out, and I've heard that stiff shoulder can take anywhere from a year to 3 years to get better. And it's been 5 months, and I can lift my arm all the way up. I have a little teeny bit of pain, but I am at like 95% better. I do some physical therapy, but I didn't do the physical therapy exercises at home like I was supposed to do. So I was really just doing the exercises like maybe a couple times a week, but I was wearing the patches. So I think, I would attribute the quick recovery to the patches. And like I say, I think the changes are like super subtle and hard to recognize while wearing the patches until I really stop and think about what I have been doing differently. Why would that change for me? A 66-year-old woman, why would I recover in 5 months? And I think it's the patches. Or did God decide to heal me using the patches? Well, I texted her back and I said, I think it's both.
I agree. I love that. Thanks, Nan. That's awesome.
Yes.
I don't know if Dr. Barbara Jennings is on, but she shares a story of a man who was an electrician and he couldn't get his arms up past about right here. And same thing, X39, and he started to get mobility in his shoulders.
Wow, fantastic.
Beautiful. Thanks, Nan.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything else that you wanted to say?
No, that's it.
That's awesome. That's great. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we have, is it Kara or Kara?
It's Kara. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, so I would just like to share that I have been wearing X39. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, I've been wearing X39 for a little over 5 years now, and I just kind of wanted to share what my experience was within the first 3 months. Actually, within the first day, I slept better than I had been sleeping for many, many years. I had terrible insomnia, or excuse me, I just did not sleep. That first night I slept for straight 8 hours, and I woke up the next morning just completely in shock about how dark and deep that sleep was. And I'm happy to report that here 5 years later, I'm still sleeping wonderfully, having beautiful rest every night, and it's been amazing. And then the second major life change for me was my digestive system. I had gotten to a point to where I was literally very scared to eat anything. I would look at a plate of food and just be scared to eat it. And it was very debilitating and horrible. And within 3 months, that had completely changed. And still to this day, I'm happy to report 5 years later, I still do not have any trouble with what I'm eating. The indigestion, the heartburn, the effects, the symptoms that I would have after eating prior to using the X39 are still completely gone. So it's been amazing.
Kara, wow. Have you, and you said you used the patches for 5 years?
I have.
And do you use others for your digestion besides X39? Do you put patches on your belly or?
Yes, so I would use glutathione and X39, and I would rotate them on, every
Okay.
day. I would put X39 on my C7, glutathione under my belly, and then the next day I would switch them and just kind of just go back and forth. And that was just something that like I tried. I didn't hear
It
that
was your
anywhere.
intuition. Yeah.
Yeah, it was my
Great.
intuition. And so I did that. And then here more recently, I started using Alavita at night before bed, and my sleep is even better, surprisingly. Like it was fantastic before, but now it's like even better. So
And you're dreaming probably a lot, huh? Dreaming.
it's what?
Are you dreaming now?
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Yes. That is
Yeah.
one. Yeah, I didn't think of sharing that, but that
That's
is
huge.
very true. I have been noticing a lot more dreaming and getting into that REM sleep.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you.
Mhm.
I asked about the details about the belly because there's a lot of people with gut issues right now all over because of our processed food, and there's
Yes.
a lot stress. And so thank you for those details.
Yes.
Wonderful,
Yes. Oh,
Kara.
it's just been life-changing.
Yeah.
So grateful.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. We have Dushenka, and then David, and then Linda, and then Dolly.
Awesome. So I don't know if I told you guys that for the Be the Light conference, I drove from San Diego to Dallas. And I've never done a 2-day drive like that before. When I was in my 20s, I would frequently drive from Albuquerque to LA and back over a weekend. My fiance was in Los Angeles. I was still living in Albuquerque. So I did that several times. And I said, I can do the drive from San Diego to Dallas. It will be fine. And everybody said, oh, it's going to be so hard and you're not in your 20s anymore and it's going to just be so terrible. I was totally fine. I've been using LifeWave for 2 years now. And I drove from San Diego to Albuquerque, rested a day in Albuquerque. I wasn't stiff and sore and uncomfortable like I remember being in my 20s. It used to be I would drive 12 hours and then not want to even look at a car for the next 24 hours and then do it again. But I didn't need that recovery time. I just drove from San Diego to Albuquerque, rested in Albuquerque. The next day, drove from Albuquerque to Dallas, had the convention in Dallas, then afterwards drove from Dallas to Lubbock, Lubbock to Tucson, and then Tucson to San Diego. And there was no stiffness, there was no pain. That was so hard. It was much easier than I recall a long day of driving being when I was 20. So they were right. I'm not in my 20s anymore, and I have LifeWave. So it just was not a problem.
Your biological age may very well be a lot younger than what your chronological age is right now. When people get tested, I don't know if any of you have heard about this, but Dr. Nicholas got a test and his biological age showed 29 years younger than his chronological.
Yeah.
So,
and the other thing, there was somebody talking about noticing the effects. I didn't even think about the dreaming until you brought that up. I didn't consider myself a chronic insomniac. I just thought I was a mom because it started with pregnancy and it continued until I started using LifeWave. It used to take me a long time to fall asleep. Once I was asleep, the slightest noise or light, a dog barking 3 blocks away, the neighbor getting up to use the bathroom, a tiny little light in his bathroom window where there wasn't one before, it would just wake me up. And now I put my head on the pillow, I'm out. And when I wake up, I'm completely rested. And people have been commenting that my dreams lately have been just so vivid. Like, I was talking to my husband, I had this dream where I was jealous of our neighbors because they spent $10,000 a month on their landscaping, in my dreams. And he said, "You want to spend $10,000 a month on our yard?" I said, "My dream self does." And it's just fun. It just adds joy to have those experiences at night where, it's like a good bedtime story, but just before you wake up.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We're going to move on. We're getting to the bottom of the hour, everybody. So let's keep our shares to a minute or less. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more shares. So yeah, try and keep it to a minute or less. David, you're back. Go ahead and unmute.
I'm back. I wanted to ask Laura about the ringing in her ears. Where did she put the patches? Did she put them?
Laura, can you answer? Did you wear the X39 in the normal place on the back? Oh, she says on her wrist.
On the wrist, on the right wrist.
Right wrist.
Right wrist.
And it was on the back of the wrist or the front of the wrist?
On the underside.
On the underside, yeah, right here.
Just X39.
X39.
X39, yes. And I actually did it while I was listening to somebody giving that testimony.
Right.
That's what I'm saying when I said at the beginning, we learn so much from one another. Connie's Zoom last night had 550 people on it. And yeah. I learned really interesting patching tips there. So just keep coming out to the calls, David, and you'll keep learning as well.
I am.
Thank you.
Doing them all. I watch the recordings when I'm working out.
That's beautiful. Yay. They're so uplifting.
Thank you.
Thank you, David. Okay, Linda and then Dolly.
Hi, Michelle. It's so great to see you guys as ever. I met a person the first time last Saturday, a week ago Saturday. She was referred to me by a friend because she has a dog sitting business. I have a dog sitting business and she's leaving town. Anyway, she tells me she's had 2 strokes. Oh, well, not talking about that. But anyway, I patched her and she put the patch right behind her ear, and same like the last few people, the ringing in her ears went away overnight and she slept the best she ever had. So that's my share.
That was X39, Linda, behind the ears?
X39. And then now she's my new brand partner.
Hey.
Aww. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, Dolly, Sherry, and then we'll end with Allie.
Hi, I used to have a lot of sad thoughts that would interfere with my day and take a lot of energy. And those are basically controllable if they come at all. And most of the time they don't come at all. So I smile a lot more and it feels good because I learned someplace that when you smile, using those muscles gives you more endorphins or whatever they are that make you happy. And then the other thing that has happened that I just realized within the last day or two, and that is I no longer take Tums when I lie down to go to sleep because my stomach feels better. So life is good, everybody.
Yay! Little things, big things, we'll take them all, right?
Yes,
All the shifts, all the changes. Thanks,
absolutely.
Dolly. Thanks, Dolly. Sherry,
Good
and then
morning.
Allie. We'll end with Allie. Go ahead, Sherry.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm a 1955 classic model. Pre-COVID in 2020, I was slated for a full knee replacement. I started X39 mid-May. 6 weeks in, I was walking 5 miles a day, 5 days in a row, with no issues, no pain, no swelling. I added X49. After that, in September of 2024, I walked a hike I'd been doing over 10 years that always had me dreading the last steep climb, wondering, will I make it? My body is strong and I was elated.
Oh my gosh, Sherry, that's a perfect testimonial. It's like,
So, yeah, so I'm,
where you
I'm
were,
so,
what you did, how long it
Yeah.
took. Thank you. That was beautiful.
so I'm so grateful to LifeWave and the community. I am the light and be the light. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Sherry. All right, Allie.
I had some extremely traumatic events, 3 of them happened at the same time, and it caused the stress. I chipped my tooth in my sleep, and my whole body broke out in a horrible, horrible rash. I didn't know what to do. The X39 didn't do it alone, and then I thought, this is a glutathione patch. I put this on, and within 2 hours, the rash calmed down, but I was still shaking from everything. So I added an Eon, and I was able to calm down right away. And thank goodness, I'm so grateful for the patches and for this community because you're all my family.
Oh, what a beautiful way to end our call. We love you, Allie. That was beautiful. Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you, everyone. The new branding, be the light, right? That is so perfect. We are light, we're being light, we're spreading light, and we're bringing hope. So thank you. Thank you all for sharing. And Gregory, what's going on tonight?
Well, tonight we have our Monday evening community call. Come rain or shine or snow, because we woke up the snow yesterday morning, and the sun shining, blue sky today. But anyway, every Monday night we like to celebrate new directors. I think we might have a new director, and I just want to remind everyone, if you or anyone in your group becomes a new director, make sure Robin and I know about it, because we want to celebrate them. And we call it tips from the top, success secrets. We like to hear, success leaves clues, and we like people to share those clues. So we may have some new clues tonight from a new director. We haven't confirmed that yet. And Robin and I will be giving some other corporate updates and, just sharing good news with our LifeWave and Live Younger family and community.
All right. Thank you, Gregory. And next Monday, we're going to be doing this call from Draper, Utah.
Oh,
Yes, we will be spending the week there, and we have several guests that we're going to be touring through the new Welcome Center. So we're very excited about that. And we've actually rented a house there. We're going to get ourselves a little settled, and very exciting times. Also, tomorrow night, we have Dr. Kathy Wong and Michelle, which will be
I'll be back
always
tomorrow night.
wonderful.
Yeah.
And that's tomorrow night. And you did a fabulous job as always, Michelle. Thank you. And thank you everyone for your wonderful and compliant stories. You're doing a great job and keeping them brief. That makes room for lots of other people. So we're very, very grateful. And what Michelle said is that Sunday night call, there were actually more than 555 people.
I mean, it's the most attended call, and there's a lot of amazing stories and education. It's so professionally done. It is a fabulous place for your prospects, for your customers, and your brand partners. It's for everyone. It builds belief and credibility, and they get to meet the team, and I get to sit back and just be proud. And it's so wonderful that I get to do that. So thank you, everyone. It's a beautiful community we have here.
And a
Thank you.
note on that Sunday night call, it's not recorded, so it's a more free flow environment. So if you want to hear it, you have to be there. And we do send out a 30-minute text message warning for those of you that are not enrolled in our text message system. At the bottom of our weekly newsletter, which rain or shine, every Monday a newsletter goes out to the Live Younger community. I hope you're all enrolled in the newsletter, but at the bottom of the newsletter tells you how to enroll in the text messaging system, and it will send you a friendly little reminder for our regular calls, and including the Sunday night call. So it's a little reminder, and you probably just want to mark it in your calendar as a reoccurring event, and be there when you can. So that's it from Bozeman, Montana.
Thank
And
you.
from Fort Collins, Colorado. If you guys want to unmute and say goodbye.
Bye from Estes Park.
Thank
Bye
you.
from
Appreciate
California.
it.
Oh, thanks,
Thank
Michelle.
you.
Bye,
everybody.
everyone.
Thank you.
God
Thank you,
bless.
Michigan.
Dinner.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Love you all.
Great week.
God
Keep
bless
up the great
America.
work.
Hi
Thank
from Grand Junction.
I was
raised in Colorado.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye,
Good
everybody.
catching, everybody.
Be the light.
Be the light. Yes.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
See the lights.
Florida.
Nice loving job, Michelle.
See the light.
Thanks, Gary.
All right, bye, everyone.
Everyone.
Thank you. Did you drive or did you take some?